Call the Belvedere City Council special meeting of December 28th, 2020 to order. Clerk will call the roll.
Arivalo. Arivalo's absent. Brereton.
Here.
Fleury.
Present.
Frank. Here. Freeman.
Here.
McGee.
Here.
Porter.
Here.
Ratcliffe.
Here.
Snow.
Here.
Stevens.
Here.
9 present.
Okay, thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, bless us this evening as our City Council meets to conduct our community's business. We ask for wisdom and insight as we address the tasks before us. We often take one another for granted, living our lives, going through our days until disaster strikes or weather rages, then suddenly and desperately, we need our community. We need it to help us survive, to keep hope alive, to live. It is community that provides the essential safety net, protecting each of us in the face of tragedy and loss. Tonight, we ask special blessings for the community of Nashville, Tennessee, in the wake of the bombing on Christmas Day, and our neighbor Rockford in the aftermath of the senseless shooting incident that left 3 dead and others wounded. We wish Nashville and Rockford the ability to find the strength of their community, faith in themselves and one another, and the sustaining power of your grace, O Lord, to help them meet their imminent challenges and recover from these horrific acts of violence. These things we ask in your holy name. Amen. Under public comment, Alderman Frank wanted to address the council on a potential to distribute dog-friendly salt on our sidewalks. Please proceed.
Well, you pretty much said it all for me, but so I got a call today from somebody that walks their dog downtown every day, and just asked if there was a possibility that we could get dog-friendly salt.
Brent?
We will look into what's available and what the cost, and we'll report back.
I
Thank
would
you.
share with you that there are boots that you can buy for your puppy that slip on over their feet, that protect their feet from salt and other things too. So that's another option. Okay. At this time, I will ask the city clerk to read the minutes from the December 21st City Council meeting that address Ordinance 511H. Madam Clerk?
So we had a motion by Alderman Brereton, second by Alderman Stevens to pass ordinance 511H. Then there was a motion by Alderman Snow, second by Alderman Arivalo, to amend ordinance 511H to change the library portion of the tax levy from $726,224 to $744,525. Discussion took place. Roll call vote to amend, 6-5 in favor. Ayes, Ratcliffe, Snow, Stevens, Arivalo, Fleury, and Mayor Chamberlain. Nays, Freeman, McGee, Porter, Brereton, and Frank. Further,
Go ahead, please continue.
Further discussion took place. Roll call vote to pass ordinance 511H as amended. 8-2 in favor. Ayes, McGee, Porter, Ratcliffe, Snow, Stevens, Arivalo, Fleury, and Frank. Nays, Brereton, and Freeman. Motion carried.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The minutes from that meeting are the formal record for that meeting and are accepted as such. So at this point, I would ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting. May I have a motion?
Snow, make that motion.
Motion by Snow. May I have a second, please? Second by Fleury. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adjournment will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brereton,
I'm
No,
sorry, do we
no.
have any discussion on that? Is there not
That's why-
questions and discussion?
That's why we're not adjourning yet.
I'll refer to the city attorney.
A motion to adjourn under Robert's rules is a non-debatable motion, Mr. Mayor.
So that is why we have no comment.
So we're gonna have a special meeting and you're just gonna close it down because none of this was on camera and Mayor Chamberlain broke the tie to raise everybody's taxes once again. So go ahead and do whatever you want.
Thank you, I will. And as to your comment, you got your point across. I did indeed break the tie. So,
I have to object. I'm sorry, but the whole
There is
reason
no
for the special
conversation.
meeting
There
was
is no
because there was
conversation.
10 minutes
there is no
of
debate.
discussion that did not get recorded, and it's important for people to know why votes were cast the way they were cast. That all comes out in the discussion. Alderman Porter's whole point about the audit process on the library.
You are out of order. There is no discussion in this proper procedure according to what our city code dictates.
Hope the
As-
voters are paying attention.
Okay. Let's get back to the roll call vote, please.
Brereton,
No.
Fleury,
Aye.
Frank,
No.
Freeman,
Absolutely no.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Snow,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
6 in favor.
We are now adjourned.
Wow.
That's why. So that brings us to this evening's meeting. I call the December 28th, 2020 City Council Committee to hold to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Arivalo is absent. Brereton,
I'm here.
Fleury,
Present.
Frank,
Here.
Freeman, Freeman is absent. McGee,
Here.
Porter,
Here.
Ratcliffe,
Here.
Snow,
Here.
Stevens,
Here.
8 present.
Thank you. We have no one who is registered for public comment this evening, nor do we have a public forum. Under reports of officers, boards, and special committees, under number 1, Finance and Personnel, unfinished business, there is none to discuss this evening. Under Finance and Personnel, new business, under A, we have a budget and finance update. Beck?
I just have a couple items today. As far as the CURES grant goes, the one that was distributed to the businesses, we have distributed about 300,000 of the 350,000 so far. We have about, I think it's 5 businesses left to distribute checks to, and we'll be doing that this week and the beginning of next week. So everybody has been really excited about it, and for a lot of these businesses, this is a lifeline for them. So they're very appreciative to the city for this. The second thing I had is just that we're still working on the budget process. You will be receiving a letter in your packet next week describing the budget process with the dates of the meetings and how that will work. Your first budget meeting will be on Monday, January 25th, but the memo you get in your packet next week will describe all the dates and how that'll work. So that's all I have.
Any questions or comments for our finance director? Okay. Hearing none. Number 3 is public safety unfinished business. There is none this evening. And number 4 is public safety new business. First up is the fire department with an update. Chief Heiser, please proceed.
Thank you. Thanks, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Update, Belvedere Fire Department. Excuse me. COVID effects on the BFD. Precautionary measures continue to be in place, both on emergency calls for service as well as precautions around our firehouses. We are working well with our local emergency management agency director, Dan Zachard, who has provided us with an excellent supply of personal protective equipment and EMS supplies. Second topic I have is firefighter shop with a kid. On December 5th, our department participated with our local law enforcement brothers and sisters in a shop with a cop kid event that was held out at Walmart. I'm not going to comment any more on that because I'd like for Deputy Chief Wallace to have that thunder. So, topic 3 for me is BTAC 2, also known as Belvedere Tactical Unit 2. It's our new rapid response vehicle. The progress that's taking place with it. The second week of January, it will be getting its suppression system installed, and when that's complete, Alexis fire manufacturer will complete some final details. We should be placing it into service in February 2021. We'll move on to Boone County Fire Explorers. A long-time wish I had for the department came true in 2020. Our department was able to team up with Poplar Grove District Number 3 Fire and participate in the development of 20 Belvedere and Boone County youths interested in the fire service career. We hosted 2020's final class teaching forcible entry at Station 1. It was followed by a hamburger and hot dog cookout. So the kids had a great time. They learned a lot during the course of the year, even with COVID. So did a wonderful thing with them, and it's a long time coming that we are involved with our youth who want to be in the fire service. State Street Station, station number 1, renovation progress. It's at 85% completion right now. Lieutenant Letourneau and Firefighter Draw are finishing wood trim, and we hope to start moving back into freshly remodeled areas in late January. It's been a long process, and I am sure our members will be excited to get their firehouse back in order. It's like a frat house right now. So, to date, the department has responded to 3,230 calls for service, compared to last year's total of 3,098. That represents a 4% increase from last year. And then finally, I'll talk about a Christmas night structure fire that we had here in town. One of those calls that I just mentioned unfortunately occurred on Christmas night in the 1400 block of 5th Avenue. Our department was at a gas leak investigation in the 500 block of 8th Street when a young man walked over to our crews and told him his house was on fire. Response time, as you can imagine, was less than 30 seconds. The fire was in the basement of a duplex single-story resident. That resident valued $135,000. The fire was quickly extinguished by fire crews, although there was still $20,000 of damage due to extensive smoke. Fire crews rescued a cat and 2 exotic birds from that structure. No injuries of occupants or firefighters were reported. The fire cause was undetermined. The Belvedere Fire Department wants to remind our citizens of the importance of renters insurance. I know I kind of went through everything a little bit fast there, but I would certainly like to take any questions if anyone has any.
Questions for the chief?
Yes, sir.
Nope, just side note. Same apartment, 20-some years ago, roof fire.
Really?
Exact same place.
All right, your neighborhood. Yeah. Anybody? Yes.
Yeah. Could you tell me what that renovation, that room that you're doing, you've told me before, but I can't really understand what it's really for.
Older woman, it is the administration side of the firehouse upstairs. We're remodeling something that, excuse me, I have trouble breathing a little bit. We're remodeling a building that probably hasn't been touched since 40s, maybe. And it's an extensive remodeling job. The guys have they gutted the whole thing. We re-drywalled, repainted, fixed the floors, fixed the ceiling.
But what will you use it for?
It's going to be used for inspection, the inspection bureau. They're going to have that whole, like, one of the biggest part of the room is for the inspectors. So they'll be in there looking at plans and some of the other stuff that occurs for them. Also, the captain or the officer of the day has a new quarters. And then the inspection coordinator has his own office now. So that's what we're using it for.
Who is our inspection coordinator?
Travis Tangy. Yeah. He took over for Craig Wilcox after Craig Wilcox had retired. Anybody else?
Any other questions for the chief?
Anybody at home? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, we will have Deputy Chief to talk to us about the police department update. Deputy Chief Wallace, you have the floor. Good job.
Good evening, Alderman, Mr. Mayor. Had a few things happen during the last month, and I'd like to share those with you. Chief Heiser talked about Shop with a Cop, and it was a success. There was a lot of partners there. Obviously, the fire department was there, Boone County Fire was there, the sheriff's department, and Crime Stoppers. We were able to spend some time with the youth in the community, and 43 kids had an opportunity. I'm sorry? Very successful event that's been going on for a long time. We delivered Christmas trees for Hometown Christmas. The police department was able to sponsor a tree this year, as well as, I think we gave out 15, is the microphone on?
No, we're fine.
Okay. As well as 15 other trees that we were able to help out the 4-H and deliver on their behalf. I don't know if Chief Woody spoke about this previously, but one of our sergeants is retiring. January 8th is his retirement date. And because of that, we've continued with the promotional process. And Dave Bird, who is one of ours, or actually is our senior detective, was promoted to sergeant, and he will be taking that role January 8th. Along those lines, we've been working with the Fire and Police Commission to change the rules to be able to create a lateral list, to be able to hire already sworn police officers from other departments for our department. We're in that limbo stage where we're waiting for the rules to actually take effect, but all the rules have been passed. We have an expired entry-level list, and that process has begun to create a new entry-level list. to hire new police officers. With the retirement of Sergeant Staples, we'll be needing to hire additional officers to replace Officer Staples. And along those lines, we're also have a sergeant's list that's expiring, which we've begun the process to start that, which will be happening in February. On to the police work part of it. We had a drug search warrant in the 300 block of East Jackson Street. 4 people were arrested, and over 4 pounds of cannabis, cocaine, and approximately $3,000 in cash were seized. Patrol seized 2 handguns on 2 separate incidents, one from a traffic stop where the suspect ran, and another on an anonymous tip. Canine Shep has been diagnosed with, I believe, a torn ACL. And so he has damage in his knee, and we're in the process of getting opinions on what to do with the dog. He actually has an appointment tomorrow. Surgery will be necessary, but we'll be coming forward with more information prior to doing any of that surgery. There was a shooting in the 200 block of West Locust Street. A 17-year-old male was shot in the back. This was near the Y. The circumstances of that incident are still under investigation. And then lastly, 2 last things. We delivered food from the Feed the Need food drive to 2 local First Presbyterian Church and the VA. And the cash donations that you previously approved are going to be used for several other churches to purchase food to be giving out in the community. And today we did a mobile food pantry where we sponsored the food pantry through the Northern Illinois Food Bank. We were able to deliver 1,200 families worth of food at Emmanuel Lutheran. So it was a very successful event. So that's all I had. So if there's any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Questions or comments?
Snow has a question.
Go ahead, Snow.
When you mentioned 300 block of Jackson, was that east or west?
That was at the YMCA.
No, the drug bust on Jackson.
East Jackson.
East. Thank you.
Alderman Stevens?
Now with Shemp being laid up and Loki and his untimely death, is this going to affect us much in the Boone County for dogs?
So Shep is ours, and he is still currently able to work. He's just very limited on what he can do. Loki was a sheriff's department dog, and obviously we all know the circumstances of that dog, or that canine team is obviously unavailable. We still have 3 dogs that are working in our community, and we'll be able to provide any service necessary. Additionally, we have the ability to work with all of our other regional canine handlers that they train with every week. So if we needed them, they would be here at any time.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, Deputy Chief. And I would say our heart goes out to Loki and Loki's handler and Loki's family.
It was truly a tragedy, but we're very glad that Officer Rosencrantz wasn't hurt.
Yes, there's that. That's very good. Under other this evening, under Public Works, we have a issue with. Oh, I thought he talked about that.
We have an actual motion.
Well, let's go back there then. Do you have a motion for us?
I do.
Go ahead.
The food drive money comes in as it comes in, and we waited as long as we could so that we would only have to do one motion. Well, apparently we didn't wait long enough, and we had another $100 come in to the department from the Women of the Moose. That money was earmarked for the Feed the Need food drive. So we would ask to accept the donation totaling $100 of donated money for the Feed the Need food drive.
May I have a motion? I have a motion by Porter.
Snow will make that motion.
I have a motion by Porter, and I had a second by Frank. but thank you, Alderman Snow. We'll count yours as a third. All those in favor of accepting the $100 for the Feed the Need, will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Snow,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is passed unanimously for those that are still in the meeting. Thank you so much. Now we come to Public Works, well number 4 and well number 5 rehabilitation. Director Anderson, you have the floor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Memo in your packets, just an update for the council. No action needed for tonight. But currently, the bad news is we have 2 of our wells are currently offline. The good news is it's the off-peak season. It's not the middle of summer. So we don't have a big rush to get this done. But however, well number 4, we had a positive bacteria result on a monthly raw water sample and our follow-up sample. So per our standard operating procedures, we've sent that sample out to Water Systems Engineering for a well profile, and we'll prepare the bid documents to get the necessary work completed. And the same as well number 5, different circumstance there. We've got some cloudy water that we've been pumping with some measurable amounts of sediment, so we shut that well off as well. In that case, we were going to have to pull that pump assembly out, put a TV down the borehole, see what happened there, and take the necessary corrective actions. We prepared bid documents for both wells 4 and well 5 repairs, and those bids are going to be due on January 7th with the recommendation presented at the January 11th Public Works Committee meeting. So I just wanted to get the council up to date to let them know that that work is coming. Neither one of those was planned. The last time we had the well 4 raw water sample, we went through this process in 2016, and the price tag then was about $130,000 if I remember right. So we're probably looking into probably $100,000 to $25,000 to $150,000 range for that one. Not sure what that cost is going to be on well 5. Depends on what we need to do to rehabilitate the borehole. But no action needed tonight, but we will be coming back with recommendations at the January 11th Public Works meeting.
Any questions or comments? Yes, Alderman Stevens.
What kind of sediment is coming out of number 5?
Just fine particular grains. It looks like we might have had some collapse or something in the borehole stuff where something came apart. And that's why I say we got to put the camera down there and see if we can determine what happened, see what kind of debris is down at the bottom of the hole.
Okay.
Hopefully it's nothing too major, but we may have to do some air blasting to clean it up to refresh it.
Is that one down into St. Peter's sandstone, or?
It's not as deep as some, but it's deeper. It's about average. So yeah, it's in the sandstone.
And for the public, well number 4 is located, and where's well number 5 located?
Well number 4 is up on North Main Street. Well number 5 is on 5th Street. One on the north side, one on the south side. So.
Alderman Frank, did you have a question or a comment? Okay. Any other questions or comments concerning the discussion of well 4 and well 5? Hearing none, all those in favor? No, we don't have to. So I'll have a motion to adjourn. My goodness. May I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Fleury. Second, please. Second by Porter. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.